All right. So we're trying out this live stream here. Try to do this after the videos and try to post a little bit more often here and just kind of talk a little bit about the video and a little more in depth and maybe have a chance to have some direct communication with you guys. Um, so let's see what in the video I talked about Arthur Crudup being the original writer of That's All Right Mama, and of course the original feel was more of a blues thing, so it was more of kind of like that. And then of course, um, as the Elvis Trio did with a lot of songs, Mystery Train, My Baby Left Me, also by Arthur Crudup, I believe, turned that into rockabilly and early rock and roll, which was um, interesting, kind of the just playing things louder and faster. So anyway, yeah, there's a the I went over the solo the best I could in that video. It's hard to hear some of those old recordings exactly what they're doing, and of course there's no real video archive of anything to really tell. You can find stuff later like the 68 comeback special or whatever, but um so like the changeover, I've seen a lot of people play it as a diminished chord, but I chose to play an A7. They both work just fine. Um, and then, of course, a lot of bands, like I said, do the tagging and they go down to the 5 and then come back and they'll do that 3 times and end it that, or they'll play it kind of like Vegas, kind of like that tempo as opposed to the original. Let's see what else. What else we got here? Um, so I hope everybody's enjoying the videos and trying to continuously get more engagement with these things and try to communicate directly with what you guys would maybe like to see in the future. Right now, I got a couple of things planned. I got some history of gear coming out. I'm going to do a history of just like the Bassman amplifier that I got sitting behind me. This is an old 1960, I think this is the 63 model. And I have a 64 as well, and they're similar to each other. There's a slight difference in circuitry, but right after this is when they went to blackface. Um, the silver, the I think that, and that's then they had the silver face later, which was not really sought after as much for some reason. It has a different sort of circuit, and over time they kind of went to more of a just a bass amp, and they still make them, but they don't. They're not really guitar amps anymore. And then of course I'm going to do a demo. If you spotted that, it was in the video. It's an actual Space Echo, an RE301, and that's the real deal, at least for me. It's not an Echoplex, but it's the pedal. I did a video earlier last year about the demo of the Mystery Brain, which is pretty close, the closest that I've ever played to that. There's also this pedal here, right here. It's called the RE20, which is based off of the 201 pedal. And I'm going to do a comparison video talking about that, the Mystery Brain, the Space Echo, the whole thing. And that'll be coming up soon. I just have to. I'm waiting on a part for that. There's a tiny little felt piece right there by the tape that if it's not doesn't have the proper tension, the tape will get either too tight and it'll warble, it'll sound terrible, or the tape will come loose and you won't even get an effect at all. So that's kind of the upcoming thing. Of course, continuing lessons, and if you guys like this kind of content, more stuff like this, and I can this is really easy for me to do. I can just jump on and start streaming and talk to you guys, and you guys can interact, and we can talk about whatever musically or the songs or whatever. Let's see. And then I think I'm going to do a consecutive series starting with, I've noticed a lot of videos on YouTube, they'll jump around from this thing to that thing, and there's not really a there probably is, I just haven't seen it, but like a consecutive series going from the beginning of guitar playing up to, well, as far as I could take it, I suppose. And that, I think that's something that I would that I could do, and just have, it's just one lesson after another, and that might be helpful for people. Let's see, what else could I going to talk about? So the next video I have, this one, the That's All Right Mama, was requested by you guys, and I try to do the videos that are requested by you guys. And the next one I have on my list is Mr. Sandman by Chet Atkins. I played it live on the channel, but I want to do a full lesson where we can talk, break it all down, show the tablature and all of that stuff. And we got a couple of other different ones coming up. Still kind of in the process. It takes a little while to write all the tablature and then record the video and edit it and all of that stuff. But let's see. So that's my plans for the future. I'm going to talk. So we want to talk a little bit about some music theory. This is kind of really theory, but something that's been on my mind for a while, and I've been asked about this a little bit. And this is chord substitutions. That I think I'm going to do a video on it at some point if I can get a little bit more in depth with it. But hopefully it doesn't bore you too much. So this is something that I get fascinated with all the time, trying to learn. You have a progression. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Where you have this progression, right? You have C, A, D, G, 1, 6, 2, 5. And you can extend that: C major 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, G9. And down here, you can add in these substitutions. The 3 can be substituted for the 1. The flat 3 can be substituted for the 6. The flat 6 substituted for the 2, and the flat 2 substituted for the 5. Now these 3 are what they call tritone substitutions. And you can have this sound where you'll have, a little jazzy, definitely a different style, but it's always, it's the fun, exciting, what was that? To me, it's exciting to kind of figure out all the different ways. And there's different ways you can kind of play something like this. So I play this little thing in F where you could play the same kind of thing, 1, 6, 2, 5. So you have the F, right? And you can change the voicing up and make it a 6, play it up here, or and you could play something like this. Same chords, but just voiced a little bit differently. And that creates this, technically a G minor 11, but then you have a C13 down your F. And you can reharmonize even just something like that, a basic 1, 4, 5 chord progression, and turn it into something a little bit more interesting. And you can also solo play I think I'd mentioned this in one of the videos too. You can solo and play your scales as if the chords were there. So that's that. Let's see what else we got. Screen. just kind of also working out the bugs here and technical stuff. I haven't done this before, so bear with me as far as tech. I hope everything sounds all right out there. um, let's see. All right. So let's see what else and I can talk about that. Go over the song a little bit more. That's all right, Mama. Like usually, a lot of people will start it out and they'll just like I was doing in the video. You can go up to the E9 like that too. I noticed Scotty Moore goes down to the E7, at least the video that I could find of him playing it. But you could go up to the E9 too. A lot of people end up doing that, and it's all a matter of what practically works within a band. If you're playing in a three-piece band without another acoustic rhythm player, and you're the only guitar player, and you have to fill in all the space, it can be a little challenging sometimes. What also helps too is if you got a drummer that's keenly aware of that, and they'll go over the ride and they'll play the ride on the solo. That'll fill up more space. And let's see what else. Yeah, that solo. It's interesting because I go back and I have to re-listen to these songs. You think you know it, and then you go back and like, oh, that's a little different than what I thought. Like the walk up, the slide down, and then it just F sharp like that. So I always used to play it like that. Of course, when you're like I said, bands are playing it at warp speed. It's difficult to kind of get all of those articulations and all of that stuff. Trying to be note for note, a lot of that it's just going to go out the window live, and nobody's really going to be noticing it too much, except for other guitar players, other musicians, of course. All right, well, let's see. What have we been? I wanted to try this out here, and kind of work out the technical bugs. I assume everything sounds pretty decent. I haven't seen anybody say anything otherwise, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of what's going on here today. I'll be back with another video, hopefully, if not next week, the week after. It really depends on. It takes a little bit, like I said, a little bit of time to get all of the stuff. The script, I write a script and then I record it and then edit it. And if I have the music playing in the background underneath and it keeps going, I have to go back and forth between recording, editing, so everything stays in time. Otherwise, it can become a nightmare really quick in the editing process. So the next one is going to be Mr. Sandman, Chet Atkins, and that's pretty much it. I see we got a couple of viewers out there. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a good evening. I appreciate you guys watching this and checking out the video. And don't forget, again, like and subscribe, share the video around. All of that stuff helps with engagement, comments. Any of that will always help boost the channel and help get it out there in the algorithm. All right, well, thank you guys again for hanging out. I'll just do a little short stream tonight. We'll try to do this again. If you guys liked it, leave a comment, let me know, and we can do this again next week, regardless of whether I have another video out or not. But definitely we'll do it after the videos come out. All right, thank you guys again, and we'll see you next time.